not fucking up like that. It's
That
not
is
R.
true.
Kelly's baby. He's so good at what he does.
That is
He's
true.
not getting nobody pregnant.
That is true. That makes all. I didn't really think about it from that standpoint.
Nah, he's not. Nah, R. Kelly's not dumb, yo. He's not getting.
The good thing, the crazy thing is, we're not saying he smashed. We're just saying he didn't impregnate.
Yeah,
Right.
because we don't know. We don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
He has a history, so you can't deny that.
That is true. That is true.
Where there's smoke,
But
there's
for
fire.
those women that were in his house, those are people who got into contracts with their parents. That's bad that a parent would have really signed their kids over
Why is it bad?
for money.
They do it in India all the time.
Yeah, you ain't lying. They celebrate
There's
when they have a
arranged.
daughter.
There's arranged marriages all the time.
But that's a marriage. This is like you're
It's
selling.
so similar.
You're,
Similar.
you're
Still money
pimping
involved.
your own child.
It's
Still money
similar.
involved,
they,
though.
They probably didn't like their kid anyway. Kid was probably
That's
mad
fucked up.
disrespectful. Some kids need to be sold in the
Oh my!
sex
Now you sound like Truth.
How do we sound
God,
like
it's
this?
rubbing off on
trade.
you.
Some kids need to be sold in the sex trade. You want to
Oh
back?
my
You want to
gosh.
back talk me? I got something for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Call R. Kelly.
I mean, obviously,
You wanna be out late smoking
on the
weed.
low, there's so many men that are deviant with deviant behaviors and these.
Only men.
Go ahead,
Only men.
finish.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the weird stuff,
Continue.
like these things that you guys like to do, like
Like what? Give me an
Like, yeah,
example.
you gotta break that down.
how about animals? Like
What
how
Oh, so
about-
only
how
men
about-
have sex. So there's never been a woman getting aired out by a horse. True
seen a
I
style.
chick let
did
a
see a
dog do
video
it.
of that.
Yeah.
But
It's
like,
dogs.
what is
There's-
the movie where the men go to another country to kill, to be able to, they pay to kill people.
I'm talking about that hostage.
Hostage,
dumb shit?
hostel,
Hostile.
right? This
Necrophilia?
This is
Necrophilia?
a man thing. I say men because I don't know.
Well, the same things you
It-
say with cougars who only want to date young guys, or these teachers who are getting pregnant by 13 and 14-year-olds in school.
Word. I love the
Yeah,
silence.
You got that one.
I love the silence.
You got that one.
So
It's just not.
But I
It's,
think men do more deviant stuff,
it's
like
ju-
weird
nah, it's
stuff.
just out there.
I just think you have people who are just fucked up in the head.
Women are just
Yeah,
women are just better about covering it up.
Jeffrey Dahmer, Robert Wayne Gacy, the other guy, Ted
Ted
Bundy.
Bundy.
You don't hear about women doing that stuff.
Ooh.
What women?
That was. They did a movie about the female serial killer. You crazy?
I mean,
That
there's
one girl.
There's one.
One.
Nah, it was another
And she
one.
was a prostitute.
The
and
chick who
she-
was fucking with
the one that Charlize Theron
the dude who
played.
just died. The dude just died.
Oh, yeah, I know
Manson.
who-
One of
Charles
the chicks,
Manson.
couple of chicks he was that was fucking with him.
He brainwashed them.
All right, so this.
Men have more deviant behaviors than women. Come on. It's probably the chemicals, the testosterone, something.
Yeah, it's
Because that's what. Like,
It's a chemical imbalance.
Look, wars are all created by men
That's not true.
over women.
Look what
a
happened in
lot of
Troy.
times.
That was over pussy.
I just said that, but it's still
That was
because
over
of what you're
pussy.
driven by.
We'll do anything.
What drives you?
Wars for the
That
body.
shit was
Yes.
over some pussy.
That's what I'm saying.
Like countries was fighting over some pussy, boy. That had some box, boy.
Or they
Cleopatra.
was just trying to get
That's
more money so they
box.
could get more box.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Can't
See?
believe this dude got
I
me
have
calling
no-
it box.
You ain't hear Solomon fight
Are
with no
people
fucking body.
commenting on this
Yes.
shit? What are they saying? Read some of that shit. I want to know what people are saying. I can't see. I need feedback. I need
Oh,
interaction.
this has got to be the last story.
Yeah,
Women are more nurturing. That's why.
Who said that? A woman?
of
No,
course.
actually, a man said it.
Yeah, we don't
with
believe
a
that
female
shit.
AV?
Yeah, we ain't believing that
No,
Come on.
actually not.
All right, this shit's
A
sad.
manly man.
This shit is
He's
sad.
a manly man.
Oh, this is your man?
I said a manly man.
This
I don't
your
have
man?
a man.
shit. Shots
I'm
fired.
single.
Shots fired.
Yeah, what happened to homie that we...
Exactly. Put it out there.
Always gotta try to do that to me on TV though.
Oh, it was Lee. It wasn't even me. You know what I'm saying? Lee bodied her. Oh, my gosh.
Wait, just because you meet somebody that I'm on a date
Yo,
with
I'm like
doesn't
your
mean
parent
that
though.
I'm
You bringing
in,
niggas around me and that I get to
that's-
meet them and then they go the next day. Yeah, I can't even get close to
my
these
tolerance
niggas.
is low now.
Jesus
like I don't have
Christ.
the time. I don't have the patience. I spent a lot of years wasted, so I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah,
Not
nah,
wasting a
I
lot of
appreciate
time.
you, man.
Yeah.
On your shit, man. You got a lot of shit
being
going on.
single is not so bad as I
It's
thought.
not. There's nothing.
It's really not.
There's nothing wrong
I
with it.
used to hate it. Well, I didn't know what it was because I was never single. So now I know that it's doable.
And you know what?
It's less stress.
It's good because you get the all the people that you weed out just gets you closer to the one
Yes,
or the next one.
absolutely. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, let's bring this home.
Sorry,
on a
guys.
But
sad
again,
note.
that doesn't. You
What you
might
got?
see them again. It just means that I'm not in a
I haven't
relationship.
seen any of these niggas.
I'm
again.
not in a
That
relationship.
is true. Like you've been seeing different ones every time. So.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, stop lying.
which nigga sponsoring the day?
They're lying. Don't believe them.
Nah. It's being single. That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
You just you
I'm
you
single
date
till
and
I'm
you.
not
But
single.
you know what? You're lucky that you get approached and that you have suitors because a lot of single women, they have certain things that they're looking for and they just don't. They don't even want to go on a date with anyone that's
Right.
not. So you're
Yeah.
open and that's cool because
Yeah.
that's what you have to be.
Yes.
You know.
Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, you got so much shit going on, man. Anyway, so you don't have
Yeah.
time for the bullshit.
Not for the bullshit.
And
no.
you're a mature woman, so you fucking do your thing, man.
Yeah.
Lee is
You
a
entitled to that.
Lee is so
Thank
nice.
you, Lee.
You're entitled to that.
I'm
man.
gonna replace truth with you.
I'm
You
more
know how to
brutal.
work all that stuff over there.
Man. So this next topic, man.
Yeah.
What we got here?
This is sad. So
Is it sad?
Why we ending
yeah,
on a sad
because-
shit?
yeah, we're ending on a sad note.
But that's okay. That's okay.
I mean, it's because like
Only my dad is gonna see this anyway. So.
I look at shots. I look at this situation. Yes, it's a lost life, but this is a person who took their own life. So is it as sad as someone who was actually
It's
killed?
always sad. It's always sad because these are young kids, and it could be one of our
You're
young
saying
kids.
it's not sad because he took.
No, what
his
I'm
own
saying
life?
is I'm just me. I am a different individual. I tell people all the
We
time.
figured that
I would
out.
feel more sorry for someone whose life was taken than someone taking their own life.
It's a loss
knowingly.
of life. But think about the parents who are now don't have a child. Think about all the loved ones. Think about the
If they
the
have children.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that are affected, not just the person themselves, and who knows what they had going on that they couldn't deal with, that they had to self-medicate. And
Right.
that's here's the problem that I have. There's an opioid problem, and look at the way they write it. Hip hop has an opioid problem, too, right? And
Right.
now it's the government is addressing it, and they're making it an issue because it's affecting their community. When we had the crack epidemic, we were getting arrested and jailed and all of
It
that
was
shit.
like that's
Right.
some hood poverty shit.
Yeah.
And then it started hitting.
And then it
them
starts
too.
to affect them, and now so that's what kind of bothers me. This is very sad, but we're as kids at some point these kids have to stop glorifying the drug use,
Right.
and that's the
Cough
problem
syrup,
because
Right.
all of these
That's
people
the
are
problem.
impressionable.
And Sprite.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And
So, Mac Miller, who just died, not the reason for the article itself, because Little Peep, he died from the same thing. But Mac Miller, in his lyrics, said, "A drug habit like Philip Hoffman will probably put me in a coffin." So, and he wrote that in 2014, which is 4 years ago. And he ultimately dies from addiction. So, we have the Percocet, Molly Percocet, mask off or whatever song, right?
Yeah,
By
yeah.
Future.
by Future, yeah.
So basically, they're glorifying it and glamorizing it, knowing the dangers of it. And how can you feel okay by doing that? Like, how can you be okay with that?
Because they're just telling their
'Cause
own
it's
story.
popular.
They're just
Well,
telling their own
I
story.
mean-
look at any artist. There's a number of artists that we can talk about across genres. who are talking about things that happen to them doesn't mean that we have to go out there
And do it.
and do it.
Yeah.
But
That
a
is
lot
true.
of this art turns into reality, right?
Right.
Because Amy Winehouse and
Right.
the list just goes on and on and on
Super
of all
talented,
these.
Jimi
But
Hendrix.
all of these people have issues, and we have to get to the problem of where these issues stem from and why they feel the need to self-medicate.
Right.
You know, to try to get away from this pain. So we need to see, and mental health is an issue too that we need to talk about.
Yeah,
more
and
often.
I mean, it's obviously chemical. You can end up with a chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
From using these drugs, and then that just perpetuates the problem
Right.
even more.
Right.
So, what can we do about that?
I don't know what we can do about it, but if the government is stepping in and saying we have an opioid problem, and they're not going to the pharmaceutical companies, then that's a problem in and of itself. Because they can't go to the pharmaceutical companies because the pharmaceutical companies have executives that put money towards these politicians.
Right.
They put money in these politicians' pockets and their lobbyists, and it's a vicious cycle. So if they try to stop the business from happening
So,
and from these companies
so
making
they're
money,
in the business of people dying anyway.
right?
It's all about profit.
Right.
If you really are worried about all these Percocets and these Mollies and all this cough syrup and Sprite, you'll stop fucking selling the cough syrup.
Right.
Or just like you buy 2 boxes of fucking Sudafed, y'all niggas is outside fucking waiting for you.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know what I mean? Unfortunately, everything in life is structured around money. Like obviously there is a fucking cure for cancer, but there's no fucking money in it.
Right.
If I
But
tell
how-
you in order to
how's it-
live,
Oh well.
Well,
How
until-
isn't there a cure? This is the thing. What I don't understand. You're saying there's a cure for it, but there's no money in it. But you still are going to get cancer. So
All right, look at
it's
it from
not
this-
like
right.
just because there's a cure, there's no more cancer. People are still naturally gonna get cancer.
right, which means no, if I cure it, I can't make any more money off it. The
But
only
there's so
time
many
a
more
situation
people
gets
that
crazy,
are gonna get it.
look at the AIDS epidemic. When motherfuckers start dropping like fries, all of a sudden, cures start coming out the woods. Now you can live with it. You can sleep with motherfuckers now with AIDS and not get it.
Word?
Yeah. If you take a pill, I think you take it for 30 days or whatever.
There's a plan B for AIDS?
Yeah. Real talk.
Shit, yeah, that shit is
And what
incredible.
happens is it becomes profitable. There's no cure in saving it. There are trillionaires that want to continue to be trillionaires. Billionaires, millionaires, whatever the situation may be. Look at the guy who originally owned Victoria's Secret. He sold it for pennies. It was like 1-2 mil. A couple of years later, it wound up being worth $500 million. This nigga jumps off a bridge.
I think there's no money in a cure in that there's so much money that goes into treatment.
To treatment.
The
More
treatment
so.
of it.
It's more money, but it's
There's
still
more
money.
If I
money.
tell you got to come up with $50,000 every week or every month for this medication in order to live, you're gonna go get that 50 grand.
You know, there are. We're saying that there's a cure, but there are preventative measures that we can take because a lot of what causes cancer are in the products that we use.
Right.
So there's a lot of money.
But you
in
can't
that.
determine if you're gonna get like even if you do everything you're supposed to do, you can still get it.
But it's good. It's like someone who never smokes has lung cancer.
Right.
Everybody's body is different and it reacts
you're just
differently
eating the wrong.
to different chemicals and stuff like that. But from this situation, yes, it's a sad situation. The person lost their life. But this is a person who took his own life. And this is a person who attempted suicide, me, several times.
Did you know this?
My life is an open book. I tell people I will always be suicidal because of the first time and the second time I tried to take my own life, or I wanted to take my own life.
Wait, you said you'll always be suicidal.
You always have that on your mind. A day goes bad, a situation goes bad, the things start running through your mind automatically is that everything and everybody is better off without you. So there are people who self-medicate. There are people who do this, you do that, and then they take their own lives. So there are certain things, yes, I understand. But when I speak from experience, now I ain't trying to hear that shit.
this is where we have to end.
We need to call, what is it, crisis
Yeah,
prevention?
if there's word, I mean, you
I
gotta,
do
you gotta
also-
put, you gotta
we'll
put
go
up.
with you to the hospital.
I'm
Yeah.
good. Like I said, like I have my own methods and my own ways. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't do none of that shit. I'll drink occasionally, but I have my own method of dealing with my
Does Michelle
problems
know all
and
of
my
this?
issues. Huh?
Does Michelle know all of this?
Yeah.
All the stuff that you just
Yeah.
said?
I'm an open book, man. Like I was saying, when people deal with me, they gotta know me. Like when I told you the
Right.
story, I went from being worth $7 million to eating out of seven figures to eating out of a garbage can.
Right.
The shit I've been through life, man.
We all have, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so that's saying, like, this gentleman who, yes, dealt with
been through
issues,
it.
unfortunately, he couldn't handle his issues. And he had to medicate on that situation. And these are stuff that, yeah, you're not supposed to be taking. You're not supposed to be doing. So, yes, it's going to affect your body. It's going to react to your body. And it's sad that, yes, he was 20-some years old doing it. But you're looking at that, and this isn't the first person in the last couple of years. I think we're up to like 10.
Yeah.
And these kids are still doing it.
Yeah.
They're still taking cough
'Cause,
syrup.
well, here's the thing: is
Yeah,
that people
but
are
they
always
don't
like,
think
it
they're
won't
gonna
happen
die.
to me.
Yeah,
It won't
yeah. They
happen
don't
to me.
think
Yeah,
it's gonna happen
it's not me.
to them.
And
Yeah.
it keeps happening. So I mean, it's not just because the rappers are saying Molly Percocets. People self-medicate to deal with the issues and things that they're going through.
Yo, if you have a drug problem, or you think, or if people are telling you that you have a drug problem, get help. Yep.
Yes.
Get help. There's plenty of people that you can call.
You have to hit
There's
rock bottom.
numbers.
And this is what a lot of people
But
who
rock bottom could be the last.
Well, here's the
last
thing.
breath.
You
We
can
need
tell
to-
someone all day long get help. It's not until that person really wants it.
We need to emphasize, or we need to focus on a lot of people who have become successful post drug
Right.
addiction.
Right.
We need to celebrate that more.
Robert Downey
because
Jr.
These
I
people,
still think he's smoking crack though, but
we need to celebrate them
right, the
because
fact that after all the
after all of
injections
that,
or whatever,
right.
he's had now he's Iron Man. He's had a successful career. So yes, there are a lot of Johnny Depp. There's a
Lamar
lot of
Odom.
Lamar
Johnny
Odom. Yeah, so
Depp.
We need to-
he's still
we-
smoking crack. Them chicks is witches. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. But there's
He
still
believes in the Kardashian curse.
Yeah.
dog. Name one black dude other than Reggie Bush.
Ray J.
That nigga's mind and went left too.
How? He's so good.
That nigga's sweet.
I didn't see that sex tape, but I heard that nigga. He blacked out the room. He had that bionic meat.
Yeah, he had the body piece
That
was
nigga had
good.
a lot of skin on his ass.
That's why you ain't see no back shots. You ain't see no back shots because you couldn't see that he had the ass thing up.
I don't know how Kanye followed that shit.
It's just more, yeah. I mean, the chick is
That's
beautiful.
what's wrong with Kanye
That
now.
nigga
Well,
trying
nah,
to deal
I
with
mean, I still say they witches. It is what it. Even the mother, it is. You made a motherfucking 12 Olympic gold medal winning want to have a fucking vagina. That's some shit right there. And it's, I'm sorry, them chicks is witches. I don't fuck what nobody say. But no, I mean, you look at the situation. It's sad. A person, yes, lost his life. But again, what I tell people, you can't save a person till they want to be helped. And I don't like when I see people put themselves in worse situations trying to help someone who doesn't want to be helped.
Yeah, but how do you stop loving that person?
No, you don't stop
Right.
loving. You're there when they need you. You don't help the addiction. You don't help them with it. But when they hit rock, everybody's rock bottom is different. It's not sucking dick, taking ass shots, whatever it is. Other people, it's loss of life or dying and coming back. So, and they're like, yo, fuck that shit. Or seeing someone else go through stuff.
I've never done drugs, so I don't
That's
know.
when they're like, yo.
I mean,
Because it's just,
last
yeah.
time I smoked was probably back dead ass. I haven't smoked
Are you
since back then.
serious?
Yeah, dead ass. That was like 30 years ago.
Like I said, when you see somebody else going through what you go through, sometimes that wakes people up.
Yeah.
But then other times there are people who just don't wake up. Like there was this guys when I worked for the pharmaceutical company, and I used to take the bus to work every day. And two heroin guys got on the bus every single day to go Patterson, do what they do to get their drugs. One of them got locked up. And whatever he went through that time, he got locked up and went through whatever the withdrawals he went through. He stopped doing drugs. So
need more
for
of that.
him, that was his rock
bottom,
bottom
no
or
doubt.
his situation.
No doubt.
Where as far as the other guy still did drugs, and I've seen the dude take dude to Patterson to get drugs, but he's never did drugs ever again.
Well, that's being a friend. That's being a real friend.
Nah, I ain't taking a nigga to get no fun.
I
tell you
just
what,
think,
love
you
him.
know, if you see what's right in front of you, it's easy to keep going down that road. When you see that there's, like Leah's saying, if you see that there can be success, like if you have hope for the future, then you don't want to cut off the opportunity for you to get to the other side. Like, we're all struggling in some area. You know, if you're going through a bad time in your life, you have to know that it's only temporary. That it's just a moment.
Not everybody handles that. The way you were raised and the way I was raised. If my sister didn't call my name, I wouldn't be here right now. I was really right about to slip my shit. But the fact that at that moment she called my name, I didn't do it. At that moment.
Yeah, but aren't you glad now that you didn't do it? Like,
No,
that
of
you
course
wouldn't
I am,
be
because I'm
on the
here, I
show with
experienced
me.
life. But at that point in time, whatever I was going through, I couldn't handle it. I was done. And at that moment, her just saying my name stopped me that moment and at that time. And for some reason, I was able to handle whatever I was going through at that time. But for other people, it's not that simple. It's harder.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to compare it to women go through postpartum depression,
Maybe,
but
you know, some people have a death wish at the same time.
Because he wrote about
Because if you, he wrote about it, and if
when
you
you bring it into fruition,
and it's
I feel
something that if you can't stop when it's your time, you don't know which way is going to be your way to go out. That might be your way to go out.
but you can still steer it. So
Because
I say this: if he
look
did,
at Biggie and Tupac
right,
talking
but
about death,
if Biggie
and then
had
they
better,
both
if
ended
Biggie
up-
had better protection, he
but
would
maybe,
be probably.
but that's his legacy. That's how he died.
You put yourself in that situation. I mean, no disrespect to the biggest situation. I say, if
Yeah,
you
you
had,
don't
here's
have
the thing:
control
if
over
you
that.
know you're going, I have some street knowledge. If I know I'm going to an area that I should not be in, and I know I need proper protection. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't have been gunned down the same way a later date, but at that day, at that time,
and if it's your
I
time
wouldn't
that
have
you
got
would
gunned
be
down.
gunned down the next day when you come back to
I was saying,
New
but
York.
at that
Like,
moment, being in a
it's-
place that I know I shouldn't have been in, I wouldn't have got gunned down. Or like whatever, and I'm saying
it's
this
like
guy
that
wouldn't
movie
have died
Final
of an
Destination.
overdose.
You can't.
He wouldn't have died of an
dodge death,
overdose if he wasn't on drugs.
But he might have died somewhere other
But it
way.
wouldn't have been from an overdose. This is how he died. So he wouldn't have died from an overdose if he wasn't doing drugs. So that day that he died wouldn't have been his time.
But if it's your time, it's your time.
Hey, the man died of an overdose. So if he wasn't on drugs, he wouldn't have died.
But his life was on. He was on drugs for years. So he wasn't one of the people that were going to get off of the drugs.
Addiction is a serious fucking issue.
It
man.
is.
Like you can't. It's very apparently.
Some
very,
people.
difficult
I
to
have a
get off.
friend whose wife died of cancer, and they were high school sweethearts, and they had 3 kids together. They were together for 30 years,
That's sad.
and she died. And he continued to. I mean, he had an addiction that he always would. He would go on Facebook and tell people, last night I almost died. I got robbed for my money. I went to Patterson. He was reaching out for help. But ultimately, when he died, we all knew that that's what he really.
Well, let me ask you a question. God damn, that shit's so sad. So did he have the drug addiction because of his wife?
No,
passing?
he had the drug addiction throughout their marriage.
And she died of cancer, and
Right.
he had to deal with that grief.
Right.
Jesus.
So he was basically killing himself over time. Like he was.
I understand what you're
He
saying.
wasn't gonna be happy. We didn't. It didn't
Well, I'm
look like
saying
he
you
was gonna
can't
stop
die of-
until he
you
died.
can't die
Some
of
people,
drugs
that's
if
the
you're not
only
on
way you're
drugs,
gonna.
E.
But some people, the only way you're gonna get off the drugs is when it kills you.
Yo, can I just say something? Not know we're being serious right now.
I did not say he was gonna make. See, I have a way
Hold on.
of knowing what people are gonna do,
So all you
and I
need
said
is
that.
a bed in here, and you could be a porn director. Like the way you got the lights set up, you can just move this table and put a sheet over the table, and you can turn this into a porn
Crazy.
studio.
He probably
Let
has
it-
a porn show coming up next soon. He's looking for somebody.
I'm older than that, man. I didn't wear through a lot of boxes. I'm good.
Nah, not. I mean, you don't have to
Nah,
perform
me
in
not.
it.
Right.
You should just fucking.
I don't do
produce it.
nothing for me.
No porn shows?
Nah, I'm good. I gotta get out of here, people.
Yeah, we've been here
Yo,
for a
this has
long
been great,
time.
man. This
Oh,
is-
absolutely.
this
Time
is-
fly when we here, man. But I gotta get somewhere. Thanks for stopping by.
Yo, thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me, man.
I'm gonna
Yes.
put this up. You said there's a new one out.
Yeah, we got a new flyer. We got 2 more comics that are not on this flyer. But yeah, September 28th, Friday night, 8 o'clock, The Huddle, Sports Bar and Grill in Nutley, 350 Passaic Street. Come through, man. This shit is free. It's going to be dope. We got a good show. $5 margaritas all night. Erica will be there
I'm
doing
gonna
it. You're going to
be
be
there.
present.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
She's not going to be absent.
We-
She
we-
gonna
we
be
don't
doing
believe
the,
that
I'm
shit.
coming, and I probably have a new friend to bring with me.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Of
We
course.
know you will.
Of
So
course.
we
Bring-
saying,
bring-
I'll
we're
bring
not
my new
saying
friend.
Yeah,
maybe.
we you know, I appreciate the love that you show me, man, when you bring new people to the show. It just gets
Yeah,
us
put
more
people
exposure.
onto the show.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. The dudes haven't been back because they're traumatized.
Pretty much.
They don't want to run into you again. They're like, she fucked up my world. I can't believe.
I would thank you for stopping by, man.
Thank
It's
you,
been a
man. I
pleasure.
appreciate this,
Please
man.
let everybody know your social media contacts so everybody can find you,
yes.
follow you.
Instagram, Lee Valentin, LeeValentin.com. Twitter, Lee O Valentin. Spell like Valentine without the E, man. Just follow me. I'm funny, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm thoughtful. I make love, yo. That's what I do. I don't just smash and pass. I make love.
Me
It's
too.
gonna sound like a standing applause every time.
Look at Mallory. Mallory's gonna love this. Her face is. She's a model. She's a model, and
And a
she's
comedian.
funny, and she's a producer, and she's a hustler. And the girl in the top
Over
right
there.
corner, right there with the
Yeah.
pink hair, she's a hustler too. And we proud of
Great.
everybody on this flyer. Look at the
Yes.
boss lady.
Right
Radio
there.
Chronicles. We got the
Yes.
You guys can't see on the bottom, but we got the Truth Vibe. Oh, boom! Yeah, we got the Truth Vibe on the flyer too. It's gonna be a good time, man. Unusual Culprits, All World Comedy on Facebook. Nobody's gonna watch this, man.
Check that out, y'all.
Nobody's gonna watch
That shit is funny as hell. I'm sorry. Nigga said VMO.
Thank y'all for
I'm only trying
joining
to
us
yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah.
That shit, man. To
All
this
right.
day.
Yeah, this was great, man. Good job.
Yes.
Good job. I'm proud of you,
Thank
man. Proud of you.
Thanks again, man.
I've been
Thanks
holding my
everybody
pee
for
for like
tuning in.
6 hours. Yo. I gotta piss.
Go have some fun. Peace out, y'all.
I'm gonna go overflow the.
You ain't tryna listen to this rose in it. Bottle of that juice, they made the Henny sweet. Bring the pump to your king, this ain't trick or treat. Test me, I'ma put you in forever sleep. I'm your antidote, and I'm puffing on the remedy. Find me in the cut, test the melodies. Cause I don't like what they be selling me. I'm wishing good luck to my enemies.